Imagine a world where touching a stone in your house could make you and everything around you unclean. A place where the color of a spot on your wall decides if your home must be torn down, and where a strange skin condition not only isolates you from your community, but requires a complex, almost magical ritual to be performed for your return. This isn't a dystopian fantasy. It's a glimpse into the ancient world of the Israelites, as described in the book of Leviticus. The rituals and laws surrounding skin blanch and scale disease are not just about hygiene or health. They are about the boundaries between the sacred and the profane, the clean and the unclean, and the intricate relationship between humans and their divine overseer. In the heart of the book of Leviticus, we find detailed instructions from God to Moses and Aaron about how to handle cases of skin blanch, often translated as leprosy. Though it likely refers to a broader range of skin conditions, and scale disease, a type of mold or mildew that could affect houses and clothing. These instructions are not just medical guidelines, but a comprehensive set of rituals designed to cleanse and purify individuals and their environments, ensuring that the community remains pure and holy before God. When someone is diagnosed with skin blanch, the first step is isolation. The person is taken outside the camp, away from the rest of the community, to prevent the spread of the condition and to prepare for the purification ritual. Once the priest determines that the skin blanch has healed, the person is brought back to the camp for the next phase of the process. The ritual begins with the gathering of specific items: 2 live birds, cedar wood, crimson thread, and hyssop. One of the birds is slaughtered over a clay pot filled with fresh water, and the living bird, along with the cedar wood, crimson thread, and hyssop, is dipped in the blood of the slaughtered bird and the fresh water. The priest then sprinkles this mixture 7 times on the person being cleansed. The living bird is then released into the open field, symbolically carrying away any remaining impurities. After this, the person must shave all their hair, wash their clothes, and bathe in water. They are then allowed to return to the camp, but must remain outside their tent for 7 days. On the 7th day, they must shave all their hair again, including their eyebrows, and wash their clothes and body once more. This thorough cleansing is a symbolic act of renewal, a complete transformation from a state of impurity to one of purity. On the 8th day, the person must bring a series of offerings to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting. These offerings include 2 unblemished sheep, a yearling ewe, semolina flour mixed with oil, and a log of oil. The priest performs a complex ritual involving the slaughter of one of the sheep and the anointing of the person with the blood of the sacrifice and the oil. The blood is applied to the person's right earlobe, right thumb, and right big toe, symbolizing the purification of the entire body. The priest then sprinkles the oil 7 times before the Lord and applies it to the same parts of the body as the blood, followed by the person's head. This anointing with oil is a sign of consecration, setting the person apart as clean and acceptable before God. The remaining offerings are then presented, including a burnt offering and a grain offering, to complete the purification process. For those who cannot afford the full set of offerings, a provision is made for a less costly alternative, ensuring that everyone, regardless of their means, can be cleansed and returned to the community. The rituals for dealing with scale disease in houses are equally detailed and significant. If a house is suspected of having this condition, the owner must inform the priest, who then inspects the house. If the priest finds greenish or reddish spots on the walls, the house is declared unclean and is quarantined for 7 days. If the spots have spread, the affected stones are removed and thrown outside the town, and the house is thoroughly scraped and replastered. If the condition returns, the house must be demolished, and all its materials taken to an unclean place. If the condition does not return after the house is replastered, the priest declares the house clean and performs a purification ritual similar to the one for skin blanch. 2 birds, cedar wood, crimson thread, and hyssop are used, with 1 bird being slaughtered and the other released. The house is sprinkled 7 times with the mixture, and the living bird is set free, symbolically carrying away any remaining impurities. These rituals are not just about physical cleansing. They are deeply symbolic. The use of blood, which is associated with life, and oil, which is associated with anointing and consecration, are powerful symbols of purification and restoration. The release of the living bird into the open field is a symbol of the impurities being carried away, a concept that resonates with the later ritual of the scapegoat. The rituals also serve to reinforce the community's boundaries and the importance of maintaining a state of holiness before God. By requiring the person to be isolated and then purified through a series of rituals, the community ensures that it remains a holy and sacred space. The same applies to the house. By carefully inspecting and purifying it, the community maintains its integrity and sanctity. The rituals described in Leviticus for skin blanch and scale disease are a window into the ancient world's understanding of purity, holiness, and the divine. They are a reminder that in a world where the boundaries between the sacred and the profane were constantly negotiated, these rituals were essential for maintaining the community's holiness and ensuring its continued relationship with God. The intricate and often symbolic nature of these rituals underscores the deep spiritual significance they held for the Israelites, a significance that continues to resonate in religious practices to this day.